Why do you want to be SGA president?
I want to be SGA president because I feel since freshman year, I've done a lot of growing. I've come from somebody who wasn't confident enough to step outside my room. So I locked myself in my room and did my studies. I struggled through freshman year and the majority of sophomore year. And I finally found the confidence to say something and hopefully make a change in this community. And if I'm president, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to endorse change and help the students find themselves like I found myself freshman and sophomore year.
So, what are 3 specific things you want to accomplish as SGA president?
3 specific things I want to accomplish is, for one, getting the blood drive up and going. This is a thing myself and several other members of the community have been very passionate about since Mr. Cody brought it to our attention. That has been close to my heart because of what my long care left last year, as well as the impact it has on people. Another thing I want to do is to make sure that everybody here at Hill feels comfortable coming and talking to the SGA. Because I know there's open forums, there's times where the community is invited to sit in on an SGA council or SGA hearing. And I know there's not a big turnout for those. And I want to make a community that helps establish I want to make a community that feels comfortable coming and talking to myself if I'm elected, Priyanka, Max, anybody who's elected. I'd like to create a community that they'll just be able to come up to and tell their problems to, and hopefully we can make a change. And the last thing I want to do is to make Hill a better place. Throughout the years, like I said, I struggled as a freshman and sophomore. I want to make sure everybody who's in that position that I was in gets the help they need. Through that, I'd like to help endorse the clubs that I'm part of, one of which is a psychology club, which we're helping to understand where this all comes from, having a growth mindset that I talked about earlier. That's one of the things that I'd really like to improve on is the mental health here at Hill. Is that a lot of colleges, the top ones, and I consider Hill here one of the most prestigious boarding schools, is that the top colleges, their mental health is just not the greatest. And here at Hill, I'd like to improve that, whether that be through anxiety, getting more sleep, borderline depression at some points. I want to create a space here at Hill where everybody feels safe, where everybody is healthy.
So, what made you want to prioritize being SGA president over other leadership roles?
I prioritized SGA president over other leadership roles just because I feel that that's the easiest way to make a change, and that's the easiest way to make a change. Whereas if I'm elected head prefect next year, that I can make a change in the dorm, but that's for those kids I'm the prefect of. I can make a change. I can't affect the whole school. And I know there's concerned citizens or concerned community members that can speak out and make a movement happen. But as the SGA president, you have the power that no other person in the school has. You have the power to communicate, having a close relationship with the faculty, as well as a close relationship with the students. And that's something that's invaluable. That's where I'd like to be.
So, is there anything you'd like to change about the SGA, and if so, what is it?
There's not much from what I've heard from current SGA members that I'd like to change. Rather, I'd like to change the dynamic of it, the dynamic of how we do things, how we go about being the SGA, and how we advertise ourselves. Because now it's a coveted role that every person looks for, or it's most prestigious part, or most prestigious leadership role at Hill. But really, I want it to be working together with all of the other leadership opportunities here at Hill, like SLA and the prefects. If they all work together, then the community here at Hill will be so much closer, be so much healthier, and all around a better place.
So in your opinion, what is the relationship between the SJ and student body, and how do you plan on utilizing it?
The relationship between the student body and the SGA, like I kind of just said, it's not the greatest I feel right now, And that's just because of the way SGA is or is thought of by the student body. It's thought of as like these are the guys that are helping make change for us, and that it's like a role that like students just look up to. Whereas, yes, like the SGA is like the leaders of the school. They're partially leaders of the school, but the dynamic I'd like to have between the student body is a really close relationship, where that any student, any form, any social credibility they have can feel comfortable coming up to us. We could feel comfortable coming up to this form senator and presenting a problem, presenting a possible opportunity for change in the school. That's the kind of relationship I'd like to foster.
So how will you approach working with the administration?
I believe that I have a pretty close relationship with a lot of the administration currently. A lot of the teachers I've had I've had like conversations with. I feel that I have a close relationship with a majority of the faculty, and this will work to my favor if I were to be elected.
So, and lastly, what makes you qualified to be SJ president?
What makes me qualified is that I believe that I've proven myself over the past 3 years to be a hardworking, diligent student, as well as a leader, being a prefect in the dorm, and being a leader on other extracurriculars. Like every year, I go on this annual trip to Guatemala to participate in to provide medical relief for towns in the mountains. And since first doing that in 2011, I've now grown to be become an integral part of the planning committee, as well as being the construction head when we go down there. Like, I was only 11 at the time when I first signed up for it. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but now it's become it's become so close to my heart that I couldn't see myself letting go of it, and that shows that I'm dedicated to something that I'm passionate about, and I'm passionate about being your president next year.